If you are spending 200 rupees every morning on fancy coffee, 300 on ordering lunch, 150 on cabs or autos, 100 rupees for snacks, and around 100 rupees on unused subscriptions, that's over 850 rupees a day. That's more than 3 lakh a year on stuff you won't even remember next month. And this is what most people do. The moment salary comes in, money just disappears. And the main reason is there is no proper salary routine or plan. Now this is super important because managing my money properly in my late teens and early 20s helped me become the first millionaire in my family. So in this video, I'm going to share you 5 things I always did whenever I got paid. You can also follow this and get even better results. This won't help you save more money. It actually helps you grow your wealth. And the best part, you don't have to work more than you already do. Let's say you just got your salary. Step 1. Separate your needs and wants. This sounds simple, but for many people it's the hardest part. These days our lifestyle has become so expensive that we find it tough to cut down on small luxuries. But those small things slowly steal your financial freedom. Even if you think this does not apply to you, I still want you to try this exercise. Take a pen and paper, make 2 columns, one for needs and one for wants. Now take your last 6 months bank statement. Start highlighting everything you spend on regularly. Ignore one-time expenses unless you are buying random stuff every often. Focus more on small regular spending. Once you highlight them, place each item in the right column. Needs are basic things like rent, electricity, insurance, internet and groceries. If you can survive without it, then it's not a need. Wants include all the fun stuff like movies, online shopping, parties, eating out or anything that's not essential. Now total up each column. Let's say your monthly needs comes up to 1 lakh. That becomes your baseline. The minimum amount you need each month to survive. Now subtract that from your month salary to see how much is left. Some people say your needs should be under 50% of your salary. But honestly, I feel you should try keep it up under 25%. Now don't you think you can't reduce your needs list? You actually can. For example, do you really need an expensive car or can you use something simpler? Are you living in an expensive area just for the convenience? Think, would it be cheaper if you stayed a bit further and commuted? Even if you have to stay in a shade flat for 1 year and save money to invest, that could help you buy your dream house sooner, so why not? But let's say you can't reduce your bills, then the only option is to increase your income. Either get a promotion or start a side hustle. Always remember, you can earn more than you can save. I know bringing down your needs to 25% may sound impossible right now. And yes, it might sound like advice from some rich old person. But I totally get what it's like to earn very little. I didn't grow up rich either. It took me years to bring down my financial baseline down to 25% of my income. But trust me, if I could do it, so can you. Especially now with so many online side hustle options. So don't think I'm saying if you are poor, just earn more. No, I'm just asking you to take the 25% target as a goal. Now coming to the wants column. Total it and separate it from your salary. Ideally, this should be below 25% of your salary because the next steps will help you to move ahead in life. Step number 2. Put money into a high interest savings account. By now, you should ideally have 50% of your salary left. Most people will say save it all, but that's not the best way to build wealth. I suggest putting 20% of your salary in a high interest savings account. Open this account in a different bank from your regular one. That way you won't be tempted out to use the money. Remember, this savings account is just for your safety net for emergencies. It's not for investing or making money. So don't choose a fixed deposit or anything that locks your money for 3 to 5 years. You have probably heard this before. Emergency fund is important and it really is. Because life is uncertain. One day your car might break down or you may fall sick. That's when this money will help you without taking a loan. But please use it only in real emergencies, not when you just want pizza or beer. In 2024, even in developed countries like US, 1 in 5 people didn't have an emergency fund. That means one emergency could destroy their finances and force them to take loans with high interest. So how much should your emergency fund be? I suggest saving 3 to 5 months of your basic expenses. Even better if you can save 6 months worth. Keep saving 20% from your salary every month until you reach this goal. After that, move to the next step. Step number 3. Pay off high interest debts. By now, you should still have 30% of your salary left. This is the only place where you will have a guaranteed return. See, if someone says that they can give you guaranteed profits, usually it's a scam. But this paying off debt is truly guaranteed profit. Why invest in stocks and wait for 8 to 10% returns when your credit card debt is eating 25% of your money? It's like having a worm in your stomach while eating healthy food. it just steals all the benefits. So I recommend using the remaining 30% of your salary to pay off your high interest debt. There are two methods. Avalanche method, pay the high interest loan first. Snowball method, pay the smaller loan first, gives quick wins and motivation. Let me give an example. Debt A, credit card 4 lakhs 20% interest. Debt B, loan from family 1 lakh 20,000 0% interest. Debt C, car loan 2 lakhs 15% interest. If you are paying 40,000 per month using Avalanche method, clear debt A first, highest interest, then C, then B. You will finish all in 21 months paying less total interest. With snowball method, you clear B first, lower amount, then C, then A. But you will pay more interest and takes longer, around 23 months. So logically, Avalanche method saves money, but if you need quick motivation, snowball is also fine. Once you have paid off your high interest loans and built your emergency fund, now you can use the full 50% for wealth building. Step 4. Invest in tax-free investment account. In India, we pay taxes almost everywhere. You earn a salary, income tax. You buy anything, GST. You own a house, property tax. You make profits from stocks or mutual funds, capital gain tax. But here's the good news. There are legal ways to reduce your tax on investments. If you are investing for long-term wealth, start using tax saving options like ELSS mutual funds, equity linked savings scheme, NPS national pension scheme. These give you tax benefits under Section 80C and help your money grow over time. If I were you, I would have put 35% to 40% of your remaining money into a good low-cost index fund. For example, Nifty 50 index fund, Nifty Next 50 or even Sensex index funds. These tracks the Indian stock market and have given 8 to 12% returns on an average over the long term. Let's say if you invest 20,000 per month for 25 to 30 years in a Nifty 50 fund at 10% average return, that could grow into 2 to 3 crores or more. And with the ELSS, part of that is tax deductible. You can easily invest using platforms like Zerodha, Upstock, Grow, Paytm Money or any trusted app. Set up auto invest via SIP, systematic investment plan. Pick your index fund, set amount, choose monthly date and that's it. Just keep it running, let time and compounding do their magic. One of my friends even invested just 500 a day like one tea and snack into a Nifty 50 fund for 1 year. It gave him more than 12% returns all passively. So don't complicate it, start small, stay consistent and watch your wealth grow. Step 5. Use 5 to 10% for high risk, high reward options. This step is only for those who are okay with taking a little high risk. Honestly, slow and steady investing is more than enough for most people. But if you are like how I was in my 20s, eager to speed up things, then you can use 5 to 10% of your salary for high risk, high reward opportunities. For example, you can start a small side hustle, launch a micro business, try affiliate marketing, freelancing, digital products, or even reselling online through platforms like Meesho or Amazon. Don't think 5 to 10% is too small. When your money is limited, you become more creative. You start spotting hidden chances that's other miss. With the final 5%, I personally explore cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, Ethereum, etc. But let me be very honest, this is super risky. Crypto markets goes ups and downs quickly. Some coins can lose value overnight. Also in India, crypto is taxed under 30% flat rate and is not fully regulated by RBI yet. So only invest if you already covered your needs, wants, emergency fund and long-term investments. You are okay with losing this money completely and you are doing it with proper research, not FOMO, fear of missing out. In short, high risk is equal to high reward but also high loss. So play safe and use this only as a small experiment amount. So that's my full salary plan. 25% or less for your needs, 25% or less for your wants, 20% into your savings or emergency fund, 30% for paying off your debt and long-term investing, and the final 5 to 10% for side hustles or crypto. And if you are okay with some risk, if you follow this plan consistently, you will be in a far better position within a few years. Bala signing off.